It started with a whisper, a quiet, unexpected leak that set off a fire nobody foreseen. The video wasn't meant for the world. Raw, unedited, locked deep in the vaults of TLC. But one anonymous posting turned it all on its head. A frustrated editor from the post-production team was fed up. In anger or maybe justice, they shared it on a private forum reserved for reality TV insiders. It didn't stay secret long. In a matter of hours, it was put up on fan subreddits. Then TikTok, then Twitter. It went crazy. But in Utah, Christine Woolley, formerly known as Christine Brown, was enjoying one of those brief moments of peace. She and husband David were cuddled up at home. The kids were out, the house was still, serene. And then, out of the blue, it was shattered. Buzzing, phone ringing, text message after text message rolling in. "Christine, you have to see this." The Flagstaff battle, the real one, it just leaked. Kody and Robyn caught. "You weren't barking mad." Christine's heart dropped. Her hands trembled as she clicked the link. Her gut turned. This wasn't some deleted scene, it was the scene, the one she'd been gaslit about for years. In front of the camera, Robyn's kitchen was brought to life. No opening shot, no cutting, unadulterated truth. Kody paced, agitated, shaken. He was weary but furious. Cameras rolled and rolled. Robyn leaned her back against the counter, arms across her chest, eyes piercing. And then she spoke. "She'll never respect our marriage," she growled. "You either tell her to leave, or make her fall in line." Kody didn't flinch, nodded slowly though. "She's jealous," he said softly, "of what we have." But Robyn was far from finished. Her voice turned icy and hard, dropping to a whisper. "I'm done keeping quiet. I'm your actual wife. I need protection. Christine's influence is poisonous. She's ruining everything, ruining our narrative." And then, without realizing she still had her mic on, she walked away, kind of to herself. "Cut her tantrums, it's making me the villain, start deflecting, now." Kody breathed deeply, long and tired. "All right." Then the camera cut off. For 24 hours, Christine was quiet. No tweets, no comments, no reply, only silence. But when she did finally speak, it was in a whisper of anger and crystal clearness. In a short video to her 1.1 million followers, Christine remained still. She didn't scream, she didn't sob, but her words sliced through. "I remained silent. For my kids, for the show, for a family I believed to be true. But after watching that clip, there's no room left for silence." Her voice shook for a moment, then stabilized. "You asked Kody to put it all on me, Robyn. You wanted me to leave. Then you turned into the victim for the cameras. And you, Kody, you just let it happen. You drove me nuts all those years. But now, everyone sees the truth." She smiled faintly. "The kind that comes after the storm has blown over. I don't regret leaving. I only regret staying as long as I did." Robyn, she didn't take it well. She bombarded the producers' phones, demanding the tape be deleted, going on and on about privacy and betrayal. She even threatened to call lawyers. But TLC, radio silence. Executives were watching numbers go up. Public interest was going into overdrive. Robyn, in desperation, went live on Instagram. No filters, no glam, just her voice, shaking, unsure. "That clip was warped," she insisted. "It was a bad day. I didn't mean what I said, not like that." No one believed her, though. The replies were brutal. "Good old-fashioned gaslighting. We heard you perfectly well. Christine doesn't need your sorries. She deserves your apology. One hurt especially. You're not the actual wife. You were just the last one." Robyn was frozen, and then, with no words, cut off the livestream. But Christine wasn't on her own. Janelle broke the silence among the other wives. She posted a long, emotional message to her Instagram story. "I stood with Christine when she walked away. Behind the scenes, in front of the cameras, always." Janelle was a long-time Christine fan. But after watching that video, actually seeing it, she realized the betrayal cut much deeper than she'd ever imagined. "We all thought we were a part of something holy," she wrote. "But it was anything but holy. It was Robyn's world and we were pawns." And then there was the shock no one anticipated. Mary. For all this time she'd remained silent, obliging, blindly obedient, but this time she spoke, and more loudly than ever. "I used to think that strength was remaining, that loyalty was quiet, but being silent in the face of injustice, that is not strength, that is complicity. Christine, I see you now, I believe you, and I'm sorry for my part in letting that poison seethe." It was the first time Mary publicly stood up for Christine, and the fans took notice. Everyone took notice. A week or so after that, Kody tried to take back control, one more time. He appeared on a fan-published podcast, sparring, accusatory. He pointed fingers at Christine, at the network, even at the editors. "That clip, context-free," he claimed. Every family fights, he declared. But the host refused to give an inch. Yeah, they replied. But not every husband sits idly while some wife plots to kill off the others. It was unexpected. Kody lost his cool. Christine wanted to leave anyway. That video doesn't do anything differently. Doesn't it? The host asked quietly. Or does it demonstrate she left because she was being pushed out, emotionally and mentally? Kody stood stock still. His bluster ran out, and for the first time in years he looked small. 2 weeks had passed. Christine returned. Sunlight lit up her kitchen. Her voice was calm, glowing, free. I've had time to think, she said softly. And I found out something. I was not shocked by that video. I was validated by it. The truth always comes back. She smiled gently. The gaslighting ends here. Gratitude to all who stood with me, and to all women who are stuck in a bad marriage. Believe your instincts. Responsibility is not brutality. She continued on, with determined conviction. I've discovered love, real love, a partnership, a future, and no tape, no lie, no coercion will ever take that away from me. With that, Christine woolly spun and vanished from the last strand that connected her with that chapter of her life. But as Christine left, the storm at her back kept building. Inside TLC headquarters, panic was ignited. The leaked video had sparked a blaze, bigger than anything the sister wives scandal phenomenon had seen in years. Executives called emergency meetings in secret, but it wasn't ratings that frightened them, it was the truth. Senior producers reviewed raw footage, Robyn's manipulation, Kody's acquiescence, the icy instruction to place the blame elsewhere. It had all been filmed on camera and cut out. One of the faceless producers spoke off the record to a reporter. We made editorial choices to preserve the illusion of a cohesive family, but the truth, we knew that if we let viewers see the entire picture, they'd never invest in Robyn. The confession rocked things to their foundations. TLC had not merely downplayed what happened, they'd scripted what viewers saw. And Christine's daughters, they were no longer silent. Gwendolyn Brown, fiery and passionate, uploaded a 9-minute video titled, "They Let My Mom Be Humiliated." Her jaw clenched as she seared the camera with a glare. I would scream at the TV when we watched it together as a family. I knew what Robyn was doing. She'd smile on screen, but behind my back inform Kody that my mom was jealous, insane. She paused, her voice cracked. And what about the producers? They perpetuated that storyline. They constructed her as the villain. Do you think Robyn just happened to play the victim by accident? No, they helped her. She was crying. My mom deserved better, so did we. Enter Kelty, the quiet one, the peacemaker, but even she couldn't stay quiet any longer. She went to Instagram with one unvarnished tale. It wasn't even the worst of it. That clip, that wasn't the worst. You should have heard what Robyn said about Truly. They employed loyalty as a leash, tying it around and twisting it into a rod to hold Christine small, to keep her in check. But somehow or another, she managed to get away. And now, what Christine's family had endured in secret for years was revealed in public for the world to see. And then the coup de grace. A one-time TLC editor, anonymous, indignant, and defiant, broke her NDA and published a Substack takedown called, "This is What You Were Never Meant to See. I edited the sister wives' lies." It went viral. She put it all out there. TLC executives had issued direct, blunt orders, cover for Robyn. That was the order. We were told to keep Robyn safe, she wrote, to give Christine moments and make Kody look confused, not cruel. What they created was not a documentary, a fairy tale, a fiction, an oil-painted illusion. She described hours of deleted video, moments that never made it on air, moments when Robyn schemed behind the scenes, ultimatums, threats, moments when she flat-out warned them she'd have her children off the show if they edited her to make her look good. And what about Christine? Her meltdowns were real. Her heartbreak was real, and the cameras kept rolling as they milked her sorrow for ratings. And then, nothing. For the first time in a decade, Kody and Robyn went dark. No live streams, no Instagram Q&As, no cameos, no staged interviews or filtered apologies. Robyn deleted her comments. Kody's paid appearance page vanished without a trace. Paparazzi caught just one glimpse. The two of them, heads low, slipping into a black SUV outside Flagstaff. No eye contact, no words. Where were they heading? Fans wondered. A lawyer's office, a secret hideaway, another move. Behind the scenes, the truth was tougher. Insiders confirmed, TLC was done protecting them. Kody had lobbied hard, even pleaded, a redemption storyline, but the network no longer accepted it. They're toxic, one producer said, And the fairy tale doesn't sell. Christine didn't need to speak a word. She didn't retweet hashtags. She didn't tweet a told you so. She shared one photo, her and David on an outdoor excursion at Zion. No makeup, no captions, just peace. But everyone knew what it meant. She had won, not by bitterness, not by revenge, but by truth, freedom, and gentle strength. Her daughters defended her. Her fans rallied around her. And the world finally saw what was always there. The victim was never Robyn. The problem was never Christine. And Kody, he was never a leader, just the vanquished figurehead of a dying empire. In the background at TLC headquarters, the numbers didn't lie. Yes, ratings were rising, but not because of the reasons the network had initially hoped. Viewers weren't watching for poignant family moments or religiously inspired bonding. They were witnessing a slow-motion meltdown, and they were powerless to turn away. Robyn's ratings had sunk to an all-time low. Kody's credibility was in tatters. Even old footage of Christine, raw, emotional, truthful, was engaging triple the amount as anything featuring him. That's when Leah Granger, TLC's chief executive, made the call. Clear, final, private. "We're done," she said. "Robyn and Kody are no longer part of this network. The audience has spoken." The internal reboot was already underway. The working title, Sister Wives, reclaimed. The call to Kody came first. He tried to negotiate, tried to reason. He raised his voice. "I'm the patriarch, the central figure. Without me there is no Sister Wives." But the response was cold, measured, certain. "Kody, you don't have Sister Wives anymore. And you haven't, for quite some time now." Then it was Robyn's turn. When she heard the news, she purportedly broke down in tears. To her, the TLC relationship was inviolable. She believed she was a brand co-founder, a protector of the family's image. Rather, she received her contract terminated, effective immediately. No extensions, no exit clause, no going away special. Just gone. They left in silence. No goodbye, no last confession, only the gentle click of a door closing. Within 48 hours, TLC's reboot crew boarded a flight to Utah. The story wasn't ending. It was just being rewritten again, with Christine, Janelle, and the girls in charge. Christine greeted them with a firm but gentle presence. "This has to be real if we're going to continue," she said. "No playing roles, no scripts. My children have ultimate say about what goes on the air, and I want this to represent what actual healing looks like, not just surviving but thriving." Janelle had just moved into a house around the corner. She didn't like the cameras, never had, but she would do this as long as the stories of her children were treated with respect. That was non-negotiable. The producers were ecstatic. What occurred on set was magic, unscripted, raw, and in its own deep way human. Christine, Janelle, and the older kids Gwen, Michael T., Savannah, and Pons sat together in a way they never had before. The pilot episode also had a working title, After the Fire, Rebuilding the Real Sisterhood. Firing began on a crisp Utah morning. David and Christine opened their home up to provide a brunch space. The table was packed, daughters, grandkids, laughter, and something they hadn't seen in years, freedom. No one tiptoed around. No one whispered words in an effort not to hurt someone else's ego. Michael T., holding his baby girl, whispered of life in Robyn's shadow. Gwendolyn playfully bragged about being queer, defiantly resisting the family's age-old assumptions. And then there was Savannah, so long quiet, who finally spoke of the day her father went missing. Tears fell, but they were not quiet tears of suppression. They were tears that cleansed something. Christine radiated from the inside out. To the camera, she said, "Now you're seeing the real story. No censorship anymore. This is where we begin anew. This is who we are." It was the most dramatic transformation the show had ever seen. When Sister Wives, Reclaim's promo trailer hit TLC, the fans lost it. Christine, David, and all of the adult children were included in 90 seconds, laughing, crying, dancing, living. Kody was not included. Robyn was not included. No mention of the old family dynamics. The trailer ended with a cold, black screen and white letters. "The issue was never us. The future is us." Sister Wives Reclaimed was trending globally within hours. The internet exploded. "This is the version we've waited for. Christine is the true star. Gwen needs her own spin-off." The energy was undeniable. And Kody, he was unraveling. At home in Flagstaff, he was rarely seen outdoors. Reporters were briefed in whispers by neighbors, no longer been riding his flashy car, had developed a long, wild beard, looked shaggy and lost. Paparazzi caught him walking alone in the driveway, clutching his head as though a man who's lost his entire world. Most of his kids cut him off. Just Dayton and Aurora remained in contact. Even Brianna, adult now, quietly disappeared. She chose school over the madness. Robyn stayed home. She never returned on TV. No team existed this time, no show to fix what broke down. The empire had crumbled, and no one was racing to pick up the pieces. But Christine, she was building something new. Her living room spoke volumes. Family photos plastered the walls, but not the kind you might expect, actual ones. Slobbly faces, dirty feet, children pulling at David's beard. Hanging above it all, a wooden sign creaked. The family you create is stronger than the one you escape. During a season finale-taped confession, Christine stood in front of the camera with serene conviction. For years, I thought I had to fit into someone else's concept of love, but I've stopped swallowing that. This chapter, this house, this family, it's what I've wanted all my life. August 1st. That was the night everything changed for the cast, for network insiders, for fans who never lost hope. TLC pulled out all the stops. The network hosted a glamorous premiere party in Salt Lake City, located in a lush garden with panoramic views of the Wasatch Mountains. The ambience was serene, almost magical. Acoustic guitar strummed softly through the evening air. The lights twinkled in the trees. Local chefs served handcrafted foods. But nobody, no producer, no viewer, no cast member, was really prepared for what was ahead. Christine arrived first, radiant in a navy blue dress, hand in hand with David. Her smile was peaceful but strong, the kind born of knowing exactly who you are. Janelle came next, stately and bohemian with Savannah beside her. Then came Gwendolyn, suit neat and smiling as she came in with her fiancé strutting as a peacock. Michael Ty came next, laughing, bundled with her children, shining with the newfound freedom. Cameras flared, fans clapped, and adoration filled the air. Then the television screen was alive. The reclaimed sister wives started with a modest but powerful opening shot. Christine sitting silently in her kitchen, sunlight streaming through the window, a cup of coffee warming her hands. She faced the camera and said, "I had to leave in order to discover who I was." That one sentence set the tone. This was not a television show, it was a rebirth. The show went forward as an open confession and a celebration in tandem. Janelle spoke freely about her journey, about regaining her independence, and the heartache that ensued. Christine visited to see her daughters, visiting with laughter and with wisdom. And then there was something altogether different. The very first ever filmed interview with David and Truly. David gazed at her, his voice gentle, and said to her, "You've been through a lot. I'm not here to replace your father. I'm here to show you what love is." The garden fell silent. Even the veterans of the production world, who'd seen it all, turned away to collect themselves. Eyes were filled with tears. When the credits finally rolled, the entire room stood up, applauding, cheering, crying. Christine blinked back fast as tears ran down her face. This was every dream I ever had," she said quietly. "We didn't just tell our story, we healed telling it." TikTok went crazy within minutes. Premiere moments spilled over feeds, fans reacting in real time, sobbing, laughing, applauding on sofas. Most viral video of the week. A montage of Christine dancing with her grandkids in her new living room, twirling with delight, Janelle giggling off camera. One tweet trended. "We watched Christine get snubbed for 17 seasons. Tonight, we watched her get rewarded. This is what full circle feels like." But not everybody was present. In Utah, meanwhile, Mary Brown sat through the premiere by herself at her B&B. She hadn't received an invitation. No producer had called up to offer her a spot. Nonetheless, her phone wouldn't quit ringing, fans emailing, inquiring, "Are you watching?" And then, in a break from normalcy, Mary went live on Instagram. Her own voice cracked with fatigue and tears. "I just saw the episode," she said to me. "Christine, you were so happy. Janelle, I'm happy for you, really." And then the crying started. "I used to believe that love involved being silent, that if I just stayed long enough, someone would somehow select me," she said. "But I only ever got the leftovers." Her own voice trembled. "I stayed too long, I forgot what I was. That's not anyone else's fault." And so the live is to black. But something shifted inside Mary that day. Watching Christine laugh, dance, and radiate joy, it stirred something in her. For the first time in a long while, she let herself feel it. That deep, quiet longing, that's what she wanted too. A life that felt free. A life that was hers. Then the next morning, the world found out. Mary's publicist issued a statement. Calm, clear, final. Mary Brown was relocating full-time to her Utah business and leaving the Flagstaff property for good. She had chosen to forge her own path, a path that was not involved with the Brown family's past. That, though, wasn't the only surprise. TLC announced they were producing a short spin-off documentary series called Becoming Mary. a raw, emotional journey about self-worth, rediscovery, and peace-seeking in the midst of spiritual exile. In Flagstaff, Kody and Robyn watched the headlines, but neither one of them said a word. Kody issued no comment. Robyn didn't sign on, not a single post, nothing. However, behind closed doors, the word got out. Insiders close to the family revealed Kody wasn't angry at TLC, he was heartbroken by Mary. He'd felt deep down that she'd always be the faithful one, that no matter what else changed, she'd never go. And now here she was moving on publicly. What broke him even more, she didn't answer his calls, not once. Meanwhile, Robyn disappeared from public life. The woman who had once been spotted regularly in town was silent. Her kids stayed indoors. Her social media, silent. Even her jewelry company had shut down silently. No one seemed to mourn the loss of what they'd built. The kingdom was falling apart, silently, without fanfare. And then, one final moment, Christine, on stage on the opening night of the aftershow, taking live questions from a studio audience. A fan stood up shaking. "Christine, how did you survive being ignored for so long?" Christine smiled slightly, knowingly. "Because I knew in my heart that something better was waiting. I didn't know when it would come, or what it would be like, but I knew I was deserving of happiness. I was deserving of peace. I was deserving of true love." She gazed out into the crowd, where David sat. Her voice didn't tremble. "And I was right." The audience erupted into applause. Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more moments like this. Thanks for watching.